Yo, JD here, Limits, and we are back with a new league racing video, and this is for TSRL that I do on Friday nights, 8 PM. As always keep saying at the beginning of these videos, 8 PM Mondays and Fridays. There's always something going on live, and this, I believe, is the penultimate round of this championship, to which I joined in Singapore and got off to a great start, like I'm doing in this session here. And with this league, this is a full qualifying format, so this is Q1, and I decided to do this lap time again on the same set of tyres. So you have to be quite strategic in this format at all. It's exactly the same as real F1. Top 15 then go through to Q2, and then the top 10 go through to Q3, and we have just set the fastest lap of the session on the same set of tyres because I didn't want to waste a set, because you never know, there could be safety cars or anything, which has happened quite a lot to me. So going into Q2 now, feeling pretty confident, gone P1 once again at the start of the session, and towards the end I knew that was going to be enough, so I decided not to set another lap and come home in P4, but I knew there was plenty of time in the tank, and as you can see, Viper is extremely quick around here. Starting my first lap in Q3, let's see what I can do, and I actually invalidate it. First time I've invalidated in the session itself, so not off to a good start, and that means I actually only have, well, I'm saving an extra set of tyres for the race, but really one more opportunity left. So I decided to slow down and set a new lap on basically my second lap on that set of tyres, and that was a 7.9. And as you can see now, Hawks has put in a 7.8, which is a pretty decent effort. And in this format, the times are always going to be slightly slower than it would be in a short qualifying session. So starting the lap now, this is all or nothing. I need to do a good lap, but we are fortunately in P3, so going into this turn one, braking super hard, taking a super wide line, but actually not hooking the apex, so that was not a good start to lap. Despite going a little bit green, we probably lost about a tenth going through that corner, so not optimal start to the lap. And let's see what we do going through here. Third gear just to get a little extra bite in the last part of the corner, and a pretty nice exit. My favourite sequence of corners on the track. Just after the 50-meter board, we're going down to 5th gear, holding it in 5th gear, got completely 100% on the throttle. First gear just for that little bit extra rotation, holding it in 2nd gear for a little bit of engine braking. First gear once again, and then going up through the gears, leaving it in high ERS to get some good traction coming off this corner. And this one here, you want to stay nice and tight without touching the curb, because it will spin you round. And we've gone purple in this middle sector, so far this is a very nice lap. Crucial to get a good exit coming up the hill here, and you can see a very nice lap so far, staying tight to the left to minimize the distance of the track. Coming across the line, this is going to be a 1 minute 7.7, very close to a 6 as well, and I was pretty happy with that effort, and that was enough for P1 in the session. As I said, that was a PB I actually did on the day itself, so over a 10th around this track is actually quite a nice advantage to have. So coming to this race, I was feeling pretty confident, but you can see starting the formation up now, starting at the front, and we've had some very good qualifying recently, so I'm kind of on a good streak when it comes to qualifying, which is normally a weakness of mine. But coming up to start the grid, this happens, and it's a glitch in the game I've never encountered before. And basically when I started my formation up, no one else went, and so we had to restart the session, and now we're back in the session. That means everyone's on fresh tyres, but looking at lights now, we've got 4 lights, 5 lights. I'm waiting for them to go out and trying to get a good start. Felt like a pretty decent launch, but Hawks next to me has actually got an even better corner, so we have to give him room. Going into this turn 1, trying to get the inside for the right-hander, but we still have to leave him room on the exit, which we do just about, and was swapping and changing into the lead here. Let's see what his straight line speed is going to be like. My car should be pretty quick in the straight line. As you can see, slowly drifting ahead. We outbrake him going round the outside now and managed to stay in the lead, and that was crucial because I felt my pace was super strong around here, particularly in race pace. It felt very good around here, and I thought if I could break the DRS, which is just so critical in this game, which I've said so many times in so many different videos, if you can break the DRS and you've got the pace to beat people behind, it puts you in such a strong position. So I was really trying now to get out of this DRS zone. That was all I was thinking about. If I could just get out of this DRS zone, then I have a great chance of winning this race. And you can already see from P3, we're already bridging a little bit of a gap to P3, and I knew my car was quick in a straight line, as I mentioned, coming out of turn 1. And you can see we've actually got a pretty decent gap already here. So I was just fully focused on the next corner, and let's see if I can stay out of this DRS zone. About half a second ahead at this point, but skipping on to the end of lap 3, the gap is pretty similar, but he is still in the DRS zone, so he has managed to stay into it. Fair credit, or fair play to him. It was up as he goes diving down the inside, and that was, I can confirm, he confirmed after the race that he didn't mean to do that. He just simply outbraked himself, but in a way that was actually an excellent move. He managed to get into lead, but if I had turned in on him, that would have been catastrophic in terms of damage or everything. So I wasn't expecting that at all, and he just completely missed his braking point. But that has put him into the lead and put me down into P2, which is favourable in this game because it allows me to save plenty of fuel in ERS. And as you can see, plenty of ERS to save. We're not even go into the max setting. We're just staying high at this point. There's no point really doing anything, as our tyres have still got pretty good wear here. So yeah, I was just cruising this position. I knew it's probably going to be difficult to get out of the DRS zone now, so I was just really just saving my tyres, saving my fuel and the ERS to save it for another date or another time when there's an opportunity to overtake them, which I'm probably going to take now. So I'm putting up into overtake now, and this should be a pretty comfortable move going down into this corner, making a little bit of contact, but a pretty comfortable move. And now I was going to try and use my ERS pull away. If I could try another attempt at breaking this DRS zone. You can see that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I've got the gap up to 8 tenths now, and I thought if I could just break this, then this would just make my race so much easier. But pay attention to Aero Viper in P4 as he goes into the pit lane. You can see the dot going into the pit lane there, and the undercut is actually quite significant around here, but I decided to continue because I still felt very good in these tyres, and I wasn't really too concerned about an undercut at this point as we decided to box at Zap. But yeah, I wasn't really too concerned because I felt I had the pace over the people behind me. I thought, you know what, even if he gets out ahead of me, I'll have fresher tyres than him at the end of the race. Yeah, there's no problem at all, so I wasn't really worried about it. And since I'm first in the pit lane, I'm not really going to be jumped or anything at all, and I knew I wasn't going to be held. So yeah, I was feeling pretty happy with this decision at this point in the race. So we're overtaking the other guys who've pitted. Some other people are continuing on the medium tyres who haven't pitted yet, so that puts us in P4. But you can see Viper is coming through now, and we're almost going to be side by side. He's just behind me, and coming out of the pits, he set the quickest lap so far, and he just about gets ahead of me. But as I said, we do have slightly fresher tyres, which is really not going to change too much in pace. But for me, I always like to have fresher tyres because mentally I feel it just makes me drive better, it gives me edge, because I know for a fact that I just have a better physical car. Forgetting about setups, I just have a better physical tyre wear than a guy ahead. So I feel that gives me a psychological advantage, and also if you're really harassing someone, they know if you get past, it's pretty likely that they're able to maybe even pull away if you're faster than them. So we're behind some traffic now, and yeah, again, I was pretty relaxed at this point. I was really enjoying myself, just really chilled out. And we've got a gap behind to Jack, who's actually driving very well. I think he's 12 years old as well, if I'm correct. So if he is, GG to him. He's driving exceptionally well. But Viper goes down the inside of SHZ Jinx. So again, wasn't really too concerned. But since Jinx has got DRS on Viper, I'm not able to overtake him, and he's probably going to be holding me up a little bit here, and Jack's going to catch up. So we did have a gap to Jack out of the DRS zone, still about 1 second, but now he's probably going to catch me in this midfield section because I'm just not able to overtake him. You can't really overtake in Sector 2, it's pretty much impossible round this track. So Jack is going to cruise up to the back of me, and Viper is probably going to have an easy run at Ryan Jones in the Renault. So I really do kind of need to get a move on, but still I wasn't really too concerned here. But it's kind of falling into play because Ryan Jones doesn't have DRS on the guy ahead, so Viper should easily get past him, and then he's going to have DRS on the guy ahead of him, and then I'm probably going to get held potentially by these two guys. So I'm trying to get a really good exit of here, Jack has got back in my DRS zone, as you can see, and the straight line speed was seemingly to be good, but he's got literally a triple slipstream on the cars ahead, and Ryan Jones, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just deciding to let people pass. I'm trying to put off Jinx, which kind of worked successfully going to this turn 1, because I really want to get past him now to make sure I don't lose track of Viper, because he is bloody quick. He's really, really quick, and he's on the controller as well, and that makes it even more impressive. So I don't underestimate anyone I'm racing with, and that's what I'm doing right now. I just need to get past him here, but there's no opportunity in sector 2 to get past, as I said, as he's going slightly out wide. So I thought this is a potential opportunity, so I'm just thinking about it, just moving my nose just ever so slightly, and at this point I'm not trying to overtake, but I'm just really trying to put him offline, trying to get some good traction off here, and again, not really trying to overtake, but trying to force him out wide, just so he loses the DRS to Viper, and that means I should make it a really easy overtake. That was my strategy at this point. I was just trying to make sure that he wasn't close to him, so I have a good slipstream, and he loses the car ever so slightly. So now this is a much better opportunity, but Jack behind me is right behind me. He's actually closer to me than I am to Jinx, and he's very quick in the straight line, so he defends on the inside, and this is a very awkward corner because it's very easy to lock up. We actually make slight contact with the Haas going through him, but I try and get a nice exit off here, actually short shifting too quickly into there, and now I have to overtake him because Viper has overtaken the Alfa Romeo. So I'm going down the inside, but again, not a fully committed move because it's very easy for the car on the outside to stay ahead, and it's gone from looking quite comfortable to now not a situation that I'm too happy with, because Viper has managed to get through these cars relatively easily, and now they're going to be holding me up, and he is just going to be pulling away because these guys have not pitted at all. And you're probably going to see very shortly a little bit of frustration, and I have to say, in the race, in the heat of the moment, if you do league race and stuff as well, I'm not sure, well, I'm guessing everyone doesn't do this, but I wouldn't take the reaction to heart, because I'm a very competitive person, and I admit in moments I definitely go over the top, and when you're fighting so hard for a position, your passion really does come through rather than logic, as Jinx and Z-Tex are starting to battle, and again, this is really frustrating me because I just can't get through, and now I've had to brake, and now Jack has got back past me again, and it's 3 wide going to here. I've lost the position. Viper is just benefiting from this so much. I'm trying to go down the inside of Ryan Jones, I believe, or Jinx, but I've lost the position to Jack, and look at the gap that Viper has got in 2 laps. He's got well over 3 or so seconds here, and this is just, yeah, this is just really annoying me. I've tried to go down the inside again, but there is just no way through. There is nothing I can do in this situation. I'm looking back at this, I don't think I really could have done anything more than this. I might have been a little bit more forceful in some overtakes, but there's literally not that much I can do here. Trying to go around the outside Z-Tex, and we managed to get a little bit better traction. But yeah, this is just incredibly frustrating at the moment, and yeah, as you can see here, quite a bit of frustration. But as I mentioned, it's very easy to get this way, and I guarantee if a lot of people streamed and record videos like I do, they would probably have a fairly similar reaction. So, but yeah, it's after the race you always look back on these kind of moments and realise that you shouldn't really lose your cool or anything at all. But you know, these videos on my channel, I like to show you just my raw emotion and reactions, and this is how it is. But now I've got a very good run on Jack, and I'm going around the outside like I did on lap 1 of the race, trying to make it stick, but he is fighting back and actually wheel banging ever so slightly, and he is very quick in the straight line, so I'm going to try and make it into here, still going side by side into here, trying to go down the inside again for this right-hander, but he's still round the outside, and fair play to him. He's actually doing an amazing race despite me going absolutely nuts. So I'm going to try and do a Hamilton and Albon going through here. Didn't work, locking the rears, and
so hard.
Yeah, you can see my reaction there. I said, why is he fighting so hard? And I just paused it there because I just want to say he is fully entitled to do what he wants to do. And in the moment, you may get salty, you may not like it, but he is doing nothing wrong
Fucking win this
at
race
all, and this is just my raw emotion because I just want to win so badly. That's literally what it's down to. And I'm just upset that someone is battling me when he has the pace to keep up with me. That's me being completely honest, looking at it after the race. But in the moment, of course, everything is going against me. And I think a lot of league racers suffer that kind of thing, or anyone who's really competitive as well. But you can see here, this is just allowing Viper to get away. And in this race, considering I started on pole position, I didn't want anything less than the number one spot. And Jack actually lets me pass, which I really don't think he should be doing, because he's done nothing wrong at all in the slightest. And he's been doing really, really good racing here. But I'm checking to see if Viper's got any penalties in front. You can see it's a big gap now. It's about 4.2 seconds last time I checked going through that split here. So we've got just over 13 laps to catch him. But Jack, he's just so quick still that he's overtaken me, and this is just obviously driving me nuts. So I'm going to try and stay ahead of him as much as I can here, like I did in the first stint on Hawks. But he's just so quick in a straight line. So we'll go defend this once again through here, and he's going round to the outside. We move around to the middle of the track, and going into this corner, looking at the minimap, he has just gone off. And honestly, I have no idea what happened here. But we're actually going to look back at a replay to see what happened. And as you go into slow motion here, I felt I left him room on the edge of the track, but he went off. And looking at his perspective, it was very, very tight. And I can only apologise for that. I don't know whose fault you want to say that is. I felt I left him just enough room, and maybe he shouldn't have gone around the outside, but I might be completely wrong. And I apologise to him, because we were having a really good battle there. I know he enjoyed it, and he drove absolutely superbly. But now I've got a gap to Viper that I'm trying desperately to close in. The gap is 3.8 seconds, and lap after that, we started to close in ever so slowly, around a tenth or so per lap. Because as I said, he is very quick. He is absolutely rapid around here. You know, should not be underestimated. And you can see another tenth. So we're just eking away slowly, and I've said this before, momentum is so key. If you start catching someone, it feels like it's inevitable to stop that momentum. You feel like no matter what you do, the momentum, that gap just keeps on coming down, whichever direction it's going in. Now we gained a little bit more to 3 tenths now, remembering we do have slightly fresher tyres in him as well. And this is the pace I felt I could be doing, and I wanted to do the whole race. Is we're setting my fastest lap I've done in the race, and we just keep on going quicker and quicker each time. And now we are really starting to close in now. And I thought if I could get within a second, under 2 seconds, then I could put some serious pressure on him now. But no, his pace is still really good. He's keeping nice and composed. And believe me, being in the lead when someone's catching you like this is a pretty stressful feeling. No matter what the gap is, you always feel anything can happen. If you got a penalty at this stage, then it would be game over here. And that's exactly what I'm checking for. I'm checking to see if he has any penalties. But I've mentioned in my other videos before, I don't really like to win races based on penalties or anything. I like to win it fair and square. And the gap is about 2.5 seconds now. It's just set the quickest lap I've done of the race, a 10.4, which is very quick on these tyres. And the last lap of the race, this is just showing you an example of what my laps have been the entire time. We've managed to pull away quite extensively from Jack behind. But yeah, Viper, no, he was just doing a great job. And I was eking in ever so slowly, maybe another 5 laps or something like that, then we could have put some serious pressure on him. I think if I got underneath 2 seconds pretty quickly, then it could have been maybe a different race. But he has just got through the traffic, and sometimes that's what you need to do. It's not about your raw pace, it's about kind of guess your strategy, but just the way you navigate through a race and how efficient you are through a race. And that's exactly what he's done here. But I'm still pushing to the very end. You never know if you could get a penalty in this last lap. It's very easy to get a penalty around here. In fact, I haven't got a single warning this race as well. So very clean and pushing very hard as well. Going up the hill. I was hoping that I would be winning this race, but I can see he's weaving across the line. He crosses the line. Where do I come in this race? It is P2 in the end. We gained about 3 or 4 tenths on our last lap. And yeah, I did everything I could. I was actually pretty happy with the strategy I chose. I just couldn't get past those cars at the time. And as I said before, people probably watching my reaction at the time probably thinking, oh my days, he just keeps crying and all this stuff. And, you know, that is true. In the moment, it's very, very difficult to compose yourself. Some people don't react at all, but I'm definitely one of those people who shows my passion because I just want to win so badly. That's as simple as that. So hopefully you understand that. But looking back at it now, it's always easier said than done. And yeah, reflecting on it, that was just really just my passion going through. But well done to Jack. Well done for Viper on a great race. 100% deserved that. I really, really enjoyed that. In fact, as frustrating as it was, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you very soon. Peace.